The Energy Cafe is a part of our social value programme which offers practical advice to residents about how they can reduce their energy consumption, very much around heating the home as well as the person, which is obviously so important in the current climate.
Our Energy Cafe started about 18 months ago, and they were set up ready to support residents that were struggling with their fuel bills, whether they were direct debit, whether they were prepayment meter users, and it was there to give advice and guidance to people that needed it. And over the last 6 months, it's getting worse, and I think that one of the big things is that people don't realise how much worse it's going to get in the next 2 or 3 months as we move into those colder months.
The conception was around supporting elderly, vulnerable people who didn't have access to digital means or the skills to actually go online and find a cost comparison website so that they could get the most effective energy provider. But we then moved that forward. We've got all of our social value officers trained in energy advice and awareness so that they could actually hold energy cafes online during the pandemic, and now we're doing them face to face as well. And it's very much around giving residents practical advice such as around their boiler control, and also giving them information about grants, our retrofit programme, and other information that might be useful.
I think everyone's worried about the energy crisis. You know, we don't want to be cold through the winter, but we've said we just have to put more clothes on. If we can't afford to pay for the gas, we don't have it. So I've come to this Energy Cafe today to hopefully get some advice from Morgan Sindall via Moat. We have adapted to certain issues at home now, and it'd be nice to know whether there's anything we're not thinking about in a way of where we can cut back a bit more, and hopefully we can move on from there and take a little bit of worry away, to be honest.
Looking at small, cheap, relatively low cost changes they can make within their properties that will save them money over a course of time, changing to LED light bulbs, reducing your usage, maybe using a slow cooker instead of using your main cooker to cook your food, and batch cooking. Things like that that maybe people don't think about in ways that they can change and save money on their bills. We kind of take it for granted that people know that the help is out there, and maybe you could argue that maybe young people are a little bit more savvy when it comes to the support that's out there if they're online and they're seeing the things that are being said about and spoke about in the press. So we are seeing anyone from sort of 19, 20, 21 right up to sort of 60, 65, and people that are living in retired living schemes and sheltered living schemes as well that do need that help. So yeah, it's not just a one area or one age group that is focused on that needs the help, it's everyone that does need it. So for me, being able to get the training, understand how to deliver the support and advice that we give is really important, but being able to do that, and some of the feedback that we get is, it makes you realise that the job is really worthwhile doing and the help is really needed for people as well.
So last year our social return on investment was 3.5 million, and what that means in real terms is as a result of our social value activity we've created £3.5 million in wellbeing in the communities where we're working, and that equates to every pound we spent on social value we've created £25 of wellbeing in communities. So you know, it's a way that we can actually quantify and robustly show what our social value is actually doing in communities.
Yeah, I think energy cafes and the way the things are going is more and more important for people. There's a lot of people of older age group unfortunately sticking their head in the sand, as I said earlier, and they're very worried about things. But if they come to things like this, it just might give them a little bit of hope and a bit of daylight.